Right, for this lower body mobility sequence, we're going to be targeting specifically your hip flexors. And as I talked about in previous videos, when it comes to mobility, a variety of techniques that we're going to use, but in order to optimize mobility in a given tissue, you want to work the long ranges and the short ranges. So it's not all just about stretching and holding, but more so stretching, activating, or even shortening and activating. With that, we're going to start with foam rolling the hip flexors, probably my favorite area. 2 foam rolls, so all the way through the quads and the hip flexors. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use a ball of some sort, tennis ball, lacrosse ball, softball, or you could use any type of cylinder-based object. One of the ones that's often been recommended is an empty bottle of wine, perhaps. And then if you don't have any of those things, just skip through until you see me get rid of the foam roller. So with foam rolling the hip flexors, I'll lie down on one leg. So with this, I'm going to go down basically in a plank position where I'm resting, and then on my right side here, so the leg that I'm not working, that's my pivot leg, where I'll keep the knee bent and out to the side, and then this is the leg that I'm rolling. I'm just going to go up and down nice and slow, particularly right in through the front of the hip, right at the top, and up and down. With that, you're going to see that my foam roller is a little jagged, so there's some things that stick out of it. If you have a flat foam roller, that's totally okay. Ideally, with your foam roller, you should feel it pushing in and almost like tension releasing through that leg. The jagged is just to get in a bit deeper, but if it hurts too much, if it's really painful, then you want to back off with the pressure a little bit. So just continue to roll up and down that leg. Go for about 10 more seconds before we switch. And I'm going to spend just a little bit of time at the top of the hip because that's where I really need it. And we'll switch over to the other side. Up and down. The other thing I like to do with my foam rolling is just maybe shift the angles a bit. Target some different areas. Just take some time right at the front of the hip, just up and down. I'm just going to sit at the top of the hip, apply some pressure, bend my back knee. We'll get rid of the foam roller. From here, we're going to go into our controlled articular rotation. So you're down on all fours, knees going to be right underneath the hips. I'm going to place my knees together. We're going to work one leg at a time. From here, wrist right underneath the shoulders, and then I'm going to bring that leg into flexion. And then I'm going to abduct out. We want to pretend like we have a glass of water on our back. Don't spill any of the water. And then we're going to rotate around. A little pinch right through the glute, and then come back in and rotate up. Out, around for 2, up, out, around 3. Let's get down to the bottom, and then we'll switch, go the other way. So from here, I'm going to go into hip extension, a little squeeze to the glute, and then I'm going to drive my knee and draw it outside, down, around, and in. This is where I typically, if I go the other way, I tend to get a little popping in my hip, which is normal. What you want to do through that area where you feel that popping, or that clicking, is just go a little slower. So I felt it the first time, that time I didn't feel it. I'm going to go back up, a little pinch from here, a little slower. I'm trying to activate right through that hip flexor there, really control the movement, and typically things work out better. Okay, we'll switch. Let's go to the other side. From here, I'm going to bring that knee into my chest, come to the other side. From here, rotate around, a little extension through the back, squeeze that glute, forward again, in, out, around, and squeeze. That's 2. We'll do one more. In, out, around, squeeze 3. Good. Let's switch. Go the other way. Squeeze the glute. Out, around, slow, controlled, no popping in time. Great. Come back up. Extension through the hip. Out, slow, control. In 2, and one more. Squeeze. Out to the side. Strong, control, and 4. Beautiful. All right, from here, probably my favorite stretch of them all. We're going to go 90-90. We're just going to activate that glute a little bit. So a little hip flexor mobilization, glute activation from here. Let's just take a couple breaths in, nice and slow. So a little breath in. And breathe out. Breath in. And out. And let's go for 2 more here. Just make sure you get some good solid upright posture. Breath in. And out. Breath in. From here, we're going to go Hale's contraction, so progressive angular isometric loading. What that's going to entail is essentially nothing's moving at our hip, but we're going to get our muscles to contract and to fire. So we're in our lengthened range of motion with our hip flexor here. We're in a shortened range of motion in our glute. We're going to try and fire that glute and get it to shorten even more. That's going to lengthen the hip flexor, but we also want to activate the hip flexor through that lengthened range of motion. The way that we do so is with my back leg. I'm going to drive my shin into the floor, and I'm also going to think of pulling my knee forward just a little bit. So what we want to do is we're going to build up the contraction. So it's going to go 20, 40, 60, 80, and then 100%. We're going to hold it there for about 10 seconds, and then we're going to release 80, 60, 40, 20. Okay? So from here, just follow along with me. Arms are going to be straight and strong, nice upright posture. I'm going to start to build by pushing my shin into the floor for 20, 40, start to drag that knee forward or think of dragging that knee forward, 60, 80, glute is on and tight, and here we go, 100, now hold it tight for 10 seconds, try and take some good solid diaphragmatic breaths in, hold, nice and strong, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now we're going to release, 80, 60, 40, and 20. Beautiful. Let's switch and we'll go to the other side. From here, same idea. We'll start with those big breaths in. And out. Big breath in. And out. Chest is nice and upright, nice and strong. Then start to drive that back shin into the floor. Let's build it up at 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Now hold tight and strong. We're going to go for about 10 seconds and big breaths in. Good for 3, 2, and now 80, releasing, 60, 40, 20, and beautiful. Okay, let's switch back to the other side. So from tails and rails, we're going to go kinetic wrap. So with the kinetic wrap, what we're going to do is we're going to turn that muscle on, tails, progressive angular isometric loading, and then we're going to relax and we're going to shift back in. So again, much like you would with a rep for a bicep, where you want to get your bicep stronger, we're going to get our hip flexors stronger, which will also ultimately help them to become more mobile, and we're just going to wrap it back and forth. So let's go 3 reps per side. What we're going to do is we're going to build up 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, drop down 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It will take us about 10 seconds per rep, and then we'll do it again, so 3 times. Ready? And solid with the fist, chest nice and upright, big deep breaths the whole time. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Good. Hold it for 3, 2, and now release. 80, 60, 40, and 20. Good. And let's build it back up again. Push that shin into the floor, drive that knee forward. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold strong. Good. 3, 2, and now release. 80, 60, 40, 20. Good. Let's go one more nice and strong. Build it up. Shin into the floor. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold strong. You got it. Good. And release. 80, 60, 40, and 20. Definitely some good work into that anterior hip. Okay, same thing, other side. Here we go. 3 reps a side and build it up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold it strong. Good. 3, 2, and release. 80, 60, 20, 40. Good. And back up. Here we go. Drive that shin into the floor. 20. Knee inching forward. 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold tight and strong. 3, 2, 1. And 80, 60, 40, 20. Beautiful. And here we go. On one more rep. Good. 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Good. Hold it. Right. And now out. 80, 60, 40, 20. Beautiful. Okay, we got the lengthened range of motion. Let's get a little bit of activity into the short range of motion. What we're going to do here is we're going to do alternating march. And with that, I'm going to bring my knee into my chest and I'm going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then release. So from here, drive that knee up, bring it into my chest, and then I want to hold it high for 3, 2, 1, and then we release. Back down, and let's switch sides. Same thing, I'm going to grip onto this dumbbell here. You can hold on to a wall, chair, whatever. Bring it up, just pull it high, and then hold it nice and strong for 3, 2, 1. And bring it back down. Switch to the other side, hold it up nice and high. Good, strong hold. 3, 2. Drive that knee right into your chest. 1. Good, definitely feeling it all through that hip flexor. Here we go. Other side, up, hold, knee comes high. 3, 2, 1, and good. Down, we got 2 more. And up, nice and strong. Good, hold. 3, 2, 1. Rest, good. And last one, here we go down. Good, and hold. 3, 2, and all the way up, high. 1, good, rest. All right, we're gonna do some nice slow front kicks. 3 per side, so we're gonna take it to another level. We got that shortened range of motion with our hip flexor, but we're gonna go into extension all the way through that knee and that quad. So you're gonna bring the knee up high, and then from here, slowly as you can, just bring that leg out. So if you're kicking something in front, bring that leg back in, keep that knee as high as you can, and then we come down and we switch. If you feel any sort of cramping, which I almost did there, what you wanna do is just reduce the load capacity. Cramping is your muscles going through tenderness. They're trying to create as much force as possible, which is okay, but if you can't bear it, then what you do is you just reduce. Kick a little bit lower, maybe don't kick the leg out. Good, follow me, hold, and then we bring it back in. Knee comes high and up, down, good. And let's go other side, 2 more per side. Bring the left knee up, nice and high, hold tight, hold strong. Kick that foot out, 3, 2, 1, good, bring that knee up, back down and in, beautiful, and right leg this time, up nice and high, hold it in there strong, kick that leg out, good, all the way extend, bring that knee up high, back down and in, and also to try and focus on that bottom leg, keep straight and locked down. Here we go, left leg up, nice and high, right into that chest. From here, we're gonna kick that leg out, nice and slow. Good. Bring that knee back in. Down and beautiful. And last one. Here we go. Right knee up. Hold it in tight. Kick that leg out strong. A little extension. Bring that knee back up. Down and in. And voila. That concludes a little bit of TLC for our hip flexors, foam roller, controlled articular rotation, some pails and rails, some kinetic reps, and then some isometric movement paths.